Welcome to this very quick project management class. We are going to learn the 10 areas of knowledge of project management. The 10 areas of knowledge are integration, scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, communications, risk, procurement, and stakeholder. Now, let's think about this a little bit more. When we talk about integration, we're talking about weaving everything together in one cohesive whole, having the project move along in one cohesive whole. Have you ever worked on a project where everything seemed disjointed? It's because there was a lack of integration. Or maybe you've worked on a project where everything was flowing smoothly in one cohesive whole. That's integration. So I is for integration. The next area is scope. Scope is best described with a telescope analogy. If you get a telescope and you look through it, what happens? You see a clearer vision, a clearer picture, and that's what scope is all about. It's like understanding the features of the product, which we call product scope, and understanding the work to be done to get that product scope. So we have two types of scope. We have product scope and project scope. The next area of knowledge is called schedule management. And this is where we build out a timeline. You might remember a Gantt chart, where we can see the interrelationship between activities. That's what scheduling is all about. It's about putting together a timeline for the project and ensuring that everyone is on the same page. The next area of knowledge is cost. Cost management is where we talk about the financial resources for the project and what exactly the final budget will be, and we get an idea of what we call the cost baseline, and we ensure that we are working to the baseline. That's cost. The next area is quality. Quality is all about fitness for use, conformance to requirements, and customer satisfaction. So we talk about the concept of Kaizen as well, and Kaizen is just continuous improvement. So think about it as a quality standard that you need to adhere to and then working to get to that quality standard. The next area is resource management. And when we talk about resource management, we're talking about human, equipment, like a vehicle, materials, like gravel, supplies, like books, and even facilities, like a factory, for example. All right? And that's what resource management is all about. Human, equipment, materials, supplies, and facilities. I often call this the HEMS factor: human, equipment, materials, supplies, and even facilities. The next area of knowledge is communications management. Communications. And it's often said that the project manager spends 70 to 90% of the time doing this. So when we talk about communications, you need to be thinking about meetings, communications in memos, in emails, one-to-one communication in an alleyway or at a water cooler and things like that. It's all communications. But you got to plan how to communicate and then check. The next area of knowledge is risk management. Risk management is all about uncertainty that matters. So we're talking about uncertainty that matters. Usually when we think about risk, we think about the probability of an event occurring, and we could also think about the impact. If the event does happen, what will the impact be on the project? And we can think about this just qualitatively or quantitatively. The next area of knowledge is procurement. And procurement focuses on buying goods or services from outside of the firm. The three things we do: we plan. Do we need a procurement? If so, what exactly is it? And then we conduct the procurement. We take a look at the potential sellers, and then we choose a seller, and then we award a contract, and then we manage the contract. Last but not least, we have stakeholder management. And stakeholders are people that can affect the project or be affected. So, affect the project or be affected by the project. And those are the 10 areas of knowledge. Now, to ensure this sticks in your head, I have a rather interesting mnemonic that I want to share with you. And it goes like this: I saw 6 chipmunks quietly roasting coffee, reading poetry stories. It's that simple. I saw 6 chipmunks quietly roasting coffee, reading poetry stories. And those are the 10 words that form the mnemonic. I have one more mnemonic, a little bit more colorful, that goes like this: I saw 6 Cubans quietly rolling cigars, really puffing smoke. Okay? And those are 2 mnemonics to help you remember the 10 areas of knowledge: integration, weaving it all together. This is where we do the following things. We develop the project charter. In integration, we develop the project management plan. We direct and manage project work. We manage project knowledge. We monitor and control the project work. We perform integrated change control, and we close the project or the phase. That is a lot of things, but that's what we do in integration. In scope, we plan scope management, we collect requirements, we define scope, we create the WBS, we validate scope, which is the customer checks the deliverable, and then we control scope. In schedule, we plan schedule management, we define activities, sequence activities, estimate activity durations, we develop the schedule, and then we control the schedule. In cost, we plan cost management, we estimate costs, we determine budget, and we control the cost. In quality, we plan quality management, we manage quality, which is more like your quality assurance or audits, and then we control quality. In resources, we have a number of things we do, and I'm going to put them over here. We plan resource management, we estimate activity resources, we acquire the resources, we develop the team, we manage the team, and we control the resources. Okay? In communications, we do 3 things. We plan communications management, we manage the communications, which is like talking, speaking, communicating, and then we monitor the communications, which is the check-in. Risk is a beast, so I'm just going to write them up here because it's a lot of stuff in risk. We plan risk management, we identify the risks, we perform a qualitative risk analysis, then we perform a quantitative risk analysis, and this is optional. Then we plan risk responses, we implement risk responses, and we monitor risks. 7 things. It's a lot of stuff. Procurements, we do 3 things. We plan procurement management, we conduct procurements, and we control procurements. In stakeholder management, I'll write them under here, we identify our stakeholders, we plan stakeholder engagement,